the meaning of Krishna is all attractive, right?
Yes.
So which means that everyone is attracted to Krishna in a very very special way. So I was just very curious, what is this special thing about that I'm attracted to Krishna, right?
The Hare Krishna movement is a modern expression of an ancient spiritual tradition rooted in Bhakti Yoga, a practice of devotion that has existed within the cultural history of India for centuries. At its center is Krishna, a major figure in Indian religious thought. But to understand this movement clearly, it helps to view it on three levels at once: as a belief system, as an organization, as a lived human system shaped by culture, psychology, and history. Although its ideas draw from ancient sources, the modern Hare Krishna movement emerged in the 1960s in New York. It was founded by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He had deep personal and cultural roots in Kolkata, West Bengal, India, which played a formative role in his early life and spiritual development. Born in 1896 in Kolkata, he grew up in a traditional Bengali Vaishnava environment during the late colonial period. The city, with its strong intellectual and spiritual currents, shaped his early exposure to both modern education and devotional practices. Before founding ISKCON, Prabhupada was involved in business in Kolkata while also actively engaging in spiritual life, particularly through his association with the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition and his spiritual teacher, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He arrived in the United States at the age of 69 with limited resources, no institutional backing, and a mission to introduce and translate a devotional tradition from India into a Western context. From a small storefront in New York, the movement began to grow rapidly, expanding into temples, rural communities, educational institutions. This expanding network became known as the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, or ISKCON. At the center of this worldwide movement is a simple but powerful claim. Human suffering is closely linked to disconnection from one deeper sense of identity and meaning. Within this framework, the self is understood as more than the physical body. The divine is understood as personal rather than abstract, and fulfillment is seen as arising not only from knowledge or achievement, but from a sustained sense of relationship and inner alignment. A key practice within the movement is the chanting of a mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. For practitioners, this is not merely symbolic. It is treated as a method for focusing attention and shaping inner awareness. For initiated practitioners, daily life follows a structured ethical and behavioral framework. Four primary principles are emphasized: no meat consumption, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sexual behavior. Alongside these principles, daily routines often include early rising, extended periods of chanting, and service-based activities such as cooking, teaching, community outreach, and temple work. Over time, this produces more than a belief system. It forms a structured lifestyle model where identity, habit, and daily behavior are tightly integrated. During the 1960s and 70s, the movement expanded rapidly across multiple continents. It spread from the United States to Europe, Australia, and India, attracting individuals seeking meaning during periods of cultural and social change. Its public presence grew through chanting in public spaces, vegetarian food distribution, and cultural outreach activities. Public figures including George Harrison of the Beatles contributed to its visibility. Over time, ISKCON developed into a global network that includes temples, farm communities, educational institutions, and large-scale cultural festivals such as Rath Yatra. Today, ISKCON continues to operate globally, but in a more decentralized and structured organizational form. It runs temples, educational programs, food distribution initiatives, and cultural events worldwide. It is no longer primarily viewed as a counterculture movement. Instead, it existed as a multi-layered institution, a religious organization, a cultural network, and a lifestyle tradition practiced across many countries. Beyond this religious framing, the movement can also be understood through a psychological lens. As a meaning system, it offers a structured response to existential uncertainty. As a behavioral system, it replaces randomness with disciplined routine. As a community system, it creates belonging and shared identity. And as an attention system, repetitive chanting functions as a method for focusing and stabilizing awareness. West Bengal, India, later became globally significant in the ISKCON movement through Mayapur, near Navadvip, regarded as the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a central figure in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Prabhupada envisioned Mayapur as the spiritual headquarters of ISKCON. Today, the ISKCON temple complex in Mayapur is one of the largest Krishna consciousness centers in the world, symbolizing his long-term vision of a global spiritual community anchored in Bengal's devotional heritage. It serves as both a pilgrimage site and an international hub, connecting Prabhupada's Kolkata origin with his global mission of spreading Krishna consciousness. At its foundation, the movement engages with a universal human question. How do individuals and communities create stable meaning in an environment marked by change, distraction, and uncertainty? Its response can be summarized in structural terms: devotion as belief, devotion as focus, repetition as discipline, relationship as meaning, and identity organized beyond purely material definitions of the self.